Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. So we waived Abraham Beauplain to make room for Zack Cunningham. Seeing how Abraham Beauplain, whatever you want to call him, played a total of 20, 30 snaps. I don't think it's that big of a loss. Oh, shit. We got Jim Jackson in the Hizzles. Just chilling, talking about how we waived Beauplain. We'll find out at 4:30 if he comes back to us or not, because it's whether or not somebody else. I can't believe people. He says, thanks again. There she goes. Yes. So we waived him. We signed Zack Cunningham. He didn't have a good year last year because he only played in the first game and got hurt. I got people still complaining that we didn't take Jahad Campbell, who has a torn labrum and is going to be out for an entire season and not get to play this year when they're saying our linebacker room is weak this year over Tariq is stupid. Kitty Ken!
There, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
I figure I'd stop by and see the caged lion for a little while.
Yeah, good. The linebacker we waived was the guy that barely played last year, Abraham Beauplain. And seeing how you don't recognize the name, I know it's nothing. Whereas Zack Cunningham had 4 good years before he had his.
I was going to say, I at least know who he is.
Right. And everybody says, oh, he's an injury-prone player because he missed 1 season due to an injury. No, he's not Marcus Davenport 2.0. That's Joey Bosa who's out for the year.
No, he's not out for the year.
Well, for an extended time.
He's out till about training camp.
My mouth is acting up something fierce today. I hate it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I might need you to run the comments for me, buddy.
I got you for a bit.
So what's going on in Packerland other than the talk of this stupid flag football and what one player from each team gets to go? Because smart teams, you know what they're going to do? They're going to send a second or third stringer because that's going to be better than any college or high school player out there.
Oh, I sincerely don't give a shit. It is.
Roasty,
What's up there, buddy?
do you agree with what I just said there?
Oh,
I didn't hear him.
Okay.
Broski will agree.
With the Olympics, with them only able to send one player per NFL team, I'm sending a second or third stringer to keep my guys from getting hurt.
For sure. I think it's very poor judgment by the owners to vote for it. They're going to end up like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you want like a practice squad guy, or you want like the last guy in your 53. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like you don't want to send a good player.
Shit, I'd send Christian Watson out there.
Yeah, exactly. You send somebody like Christian Watson or Tim Patrick, who's held together by duct tape and scar tissue.
Well, and that's the thing. And like, I don't want to like, dude, I love the United States, but I almost think it's an embarrassment to send pro players to this. To be quite honest, I'm going to treat it like I treat like basketball for the last like almost 3 decades. Like I want the other countries to beat the United States in this. Like that's how pathetic I think this is of the United States to even get involved with, to like send pro athletes. I hope you freaking lose. Like,
see, I want us to send pro athletes to absolutely dog walk everybody.
That's what I
want
to see. If you think about it,
but it's not a real sport though. Like it's flag football. Like it's not even. It's like what I don't even know. Like who played flag football growing up? Nobody.
I'm either sending a second or third stringer, or I'm sending a UDFA. That's just me.
I just want whoever the Lions or Packers send, that person to blow their knee out when they're playing. That's all.
See, that's why I said a second or third stringer or a UDFA.
with Mark Murphy being on the 3-person committee that's going to pick the team, I got a feeling it's going to be somebody from Green Bay that's got decent star power. Now, you might not see Jordan Love out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see one of the wide receivers going for it.
Yeah, but not that I could get a word in last show. But another thing I was going to say was, like, so when you're playing like such high level people against like such lower tier level people, you know what I mean? Like, we're sending NFL players against like scrubs from Australia or freaking Angola or wherever, like Sweden or something. You know what I mean? Like, dude, they don't know how to like. It's going to be goofy because like they're not even close to the same level. So to me, that's like clumsy stuff can happen that the pro U.S. player is not going to be expecting. Like you're not going to expect this guy to be as clumsy as he is, and he's going to trip and fall over and roll over your knee, and there goes an ACL or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not like for a lot of reasons, it's just not a very smart idea for an NFL player to want to play in it.
I see your point of it with there being an extra risk to it. I just don't think the risk is like, oh my God, we're sending somebody there, and the bigger chances that they're going to get injured. I see what you're saying about that. There's a chance of it, but
it's not like they're playing Frogger during rush hour or something like that. Like I get it, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying the risk is that high. My point is this. It is an added risk. And it's like, to me, it's like it is on the same level as like basketball. I think that's very comparable because it's not the same sport. And there's a shitload of cutting. There's a shitload of pivots and cutting. And, your body is going to be put in awkward spots. Like and guess what? Basketball is in NFL players' contract. They're not allowed to play that in the offseason. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's not like it's a dangerous sport or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. I just think it's if I had a million contract worth millions, would I risk it playing flag football? No.
See that's where we have the slight disconnect, because if I had the contract worth millions, I'd still go out there just because I want my name to now ring bells across the world instead of just the U.S.
Right. And
that's like I'm in Kentucky, I'm in Bourbon County, I'm a bourbon distiller. Yeah, let's just dip into the vodka market and just make some shitty vodka. Like, no, fuck that.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
What I am going to say is the Japanese team is actually really fucking good. So it will take a pro team from the United States to beat them. You know what they did with the college all stars and high school all stars and a couple of older, washed out NFL guys did when they went over there to Japan in that first game? They lost 41-7.
Yeah, I mean, King SJ. That's why I'm surprised that like the owners voted for it. Like, to me, I would be like, hell no, I'm putting that in the contract. And then like, there's 2 years till the Olympics, so I would think they would start having practices and stuff now. Like, you want to kind of get a rough team together now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just wait until the Olympics happen and put your team out. Like, you start practicing now. Like,
It'll start next year, next offseason.
You know what I mean? So, yeah,
because they're going to treat it just like they would an NFL team.
What do you get out of saying you won an Olympic gold medal in flag football? Like, what do you get out of that? Like,
what I was trying
to say. Why is it such a big deal? Like, why do you want to do that? Like,
let me talk. I let you talk. Now let me talk, because every time I start, you jump right in.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, JB.
Yeah. So they're going to treat it just like a regular NFL team that just switched the coordinator. They're going to give them a year to learn it. You watch. The training will start next year. The teams will be allowed to pick who they got going, and those guys will get together with the college all-stars that join them to make their 60-man roster or whatever it is. And they'll head out, and then that will be your Olympic team, is what they whittle it down to. It'll be a 60 with their practice squad. They'll end up with their 25 because it's 7-on-7. And then they'll have backups on hand just in case of a stupid injury. But to be honest, the professional basketball players said it was an honor to do it for their country. And none of them have been paid.
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, I guess it's still basketball, though. Like, this isn't the same sport. This is flag football. This is like what you play in gym class in like 8th grade. Like, and I don't know. Like,
they're trying to push the international exposure to get more people exposed to football at an earlier age in that NFL Play 60.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to open it up to a broader market worldwide. That way you just don't end up with some good players from Samoa, the occasional rugby player out of Australia, and that type of thing. It'll actually open it up so you'll have more players across the league that at least have a basic grasp of football already.
So there is a chance you can get like a 5'6" like slot receiver from Japan or something like in the future. I don't know.
I was gonna say it wouldn't shock me if we end up getting a few more international players because of this. Because look at the inroads the NFL has made in Africa there, and we've already seen fruit bear from that. We've seen quite a few players come out of Africa to the NFL.
A bunch of them were from Nigeria and Ghana to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't trust Ghana birth certificates after seeing Ziggy Ansah come out of college looking like he was 32 years old.
Who from Africa was born in Africa that played in the NFL?
Ziggy Ansah was one of the first ones back in, what year did we draft him? Wasn't that 2012, 2013, right around there?
Was Osi Umenyiora from Africa too?
Yes, he was. The Nigerian Nightmare. Christian Okoye.
I mean, were they actually born and raised in Africa?
Yeah, they were born in Africa, came here on college scholarships, and earned spots on teams. Whereas Hassanin was born in America, but his dad was stationed in Egypt, so the whole family moved, and once he retired, he came back and went to school.
I mean, okay. Well, I don't know if they were necessarily playing flag football in Africa before they came, though. You know, like
flag football's been big in Europe and Africa for a long time.
Flag football? Dang, man, like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's just something about this is really just rubbing me the wrong way. I don't like this at all. This
It's
is
because you
really,
don't like flag football. That's what it is.
dude. I just tie this into like the softening of society or something, dude. Like this is some pansy ass shit right here. Flag
Well,
football. Yeah. Next thing you
they
know,
had to sell,
next
they
thing
had
you
to
know, there's
sell
going to be the first.
internationally somehow.
Dude, you know what it is? Okay, I think I might have it. Next thing you know, we want a woman on the men's team. Oh, but they can do it because it's flag football. Carla's really good.
Start-
Stacy
that-
can really cut. Like, oh my god!
That's
Like,
happened
here we
since
go.
1984. There's been women
Holy,
on high school football teams with boys since
Yeah, I was going to say we're
1984.
seeing it in college now too.
yeah. I don't know of any women playing on a men's football team, but well, other than the kicker that did that kickoff that went like 10 yards in the air the other year in college, but yeah, not like a position player. It's not like you're gonna trot out Rebecca and have her being like your starting middle linebacker. You know what I mean?
We already have that. It's called division championship banners.
Thank you. You said it for me, JB.
But you've had more of those than you've had Super Bowls too. So
Yeah, but ours are hunting the practice facility, not in the nice team stadium.
Well, you don't have a roof. You do
Yeah.
on the practice stadium.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
but
what this is
we
gonna
have our
lead
Super
to.
Bowls listed there in the circle.
Dude, that's what this is gonna lead to. All right, so now I know. So the USA team is gonna be so good because they have pro players, right? But they're intentionally going to put like a woman or two out there on the team just to say, hey, the women are just as good as men at flag football, and we could start them and beat the all men's, team from Ethiopia or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, and then it's gonna, yeah.
All I know is there's like 5 women in college football right now. It's sporadic. There are 5 women on teams, Division II and Division III in college football right now.
What position?
One is a running back, one is a cornerback, one is a safety, one is a linebacker, and the
Yeah,
other
right.
one is an
Yeah,
offensive lineman.
right.
And the other one is an offensive lineman. I'm dead serious.
I need to see film. All right, so I need to see film of this. I need to see
Now we're
film
gonna
of
say,
this.
go out and watch it, Broski. It's
Dude. Oh
You know,
my
I think
god.
you just made Broski's day. He's going down a rabbit hole after this.
She's a big girl too.
Bro, I
think
want to
it
go
was
back
like-
to my playing days and play against a woman so I could bust all her teeth out with a high knee.
Jeebus.
have him have fun with that offensive lineman girl.
Like, hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie, you want to try to tackle Broski? Go see the dentist. You're going to be seeing the dentist afterwards.
You're not Superman. Stop it. Bill T's in the house.
I don't know about that. I have seen Broski on camera, and I did see a little bit of an S peeking out of his shirt.
It was symbolism.
Oh, dude. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. I had to get that out.
I was
This
going to
flag
say,
football stuff. My God.
Well, they're out of the 25, 4 of them do have to be women too.
I did not know that.
It is not men's flag football. It's just called flag football. What's up, Pat? Good to see you. But other than that, Aiden Hutchinson said the reason why he stayed in rehab is like, well, number 1, we lost the goddamn playoff game, so shut the fuck up. And number 2, I sit there, he goes, he's glad he did the extended rehab because the doctor says his bone density is better than it was before it was broken.
Can I add something to that, JB? I want to show the lighter side of Broski right now since I'm coming out like such a freaking animal. There's something like I am kind of pulling for Hutch. I want to see a young kid like work his way back from something like that, even though he's on the Lions, obviously division rival, whatever. Just in general, it would be cool to see him come back and be like the same player he was. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen, but he seems like he's working his ass off. And it's like, I'm not gonna be mad if he does. Like, I'd actually kind of like to see it. Like, let's see something like spectacular like that happen. to a kid who works hard for it. So,
Oh yeah,
And who-
because I'm quite looking forward to see the Hutch versus Zach Tom matchups again.
Mhm. And he didn't do bad against him, but he didn't do great. If I
Mhm.
remember right, he did get a sack and 3 pressures. Correct?
I don't know about the pressures, but he did get 1 sack against them.
Yep. In that first game in Green Bay, no less.
Yeah, and after that, he got stonewalled by Zach Tom quite a few times.
I know. Hey,
I fucking love Zach Tom. I'm
I know you
hoping, begging, and praying that we get this contract signed in the next 5 minutes. That's how much I want to make sure this shit gets done.
right. And so I heard an interesting question posed on the Ticket, which is the local Detroit sports radio station. And they said, why isn't Hutch's deal done? And they're giving all these stupid bullshit excuses. And I said, it's one of 3 things. I said, 1, he's either waiting for Parsons and Watt to get their extensions to see how much he can ask for and what the market will bear. Or 2, they already have a tentative deal done, and they're working out the finer details about the incentives. What year will they be able to work it out to where they restructure it? Because they're going to move that cap hit out 3 or 4 years on it. I expect it to be a 4 or 5 year contract because he said he wants to be a Lion for life. Or 3, they just haven't even talked yet.
I would add another one to that of they might want to see how he actually performs on the field after that injury. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a deal done with him somewhere by like week 6 or something like that.
Right,
okay, yeah, you're back fully healthy. Let's go.
That's what I mean. That's why I said they haven't even talked yet.
Okay, I got you.
They're in that wait and see mode.
Okay, I got you.
So it's one of those 3 things. It's either wait and see, working out the finer details, or he's holding out to see what those other 2 guys get, when and if they get traded or they get re-signed.
Actually, he was waiting for the moon to get to a specific phase before he has any contract negotiation. Hey, I know Detroit fans love their moon phases.
Just on Thanksgiving.
So Ken, let me ask you a question about Rasheed Walker. What are your thoughts on him?
It's starting to seem like in the minority where I still really like Rasheed Walker. Granted, last year he did have a sophomore slump. He gave up more sacks than I expected him to. I didn't expect that he was going to have a year like his first year where he gave up like 1 sack the whole fucking year. But what I worry about with him is his penalties, if he can get that corrected, and if he can improve his run blocking. But with us drafting this offensive lineman, if this doesn't light the fire under his ass to get better at run blocking, nothing's gonna.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he played, I'm a Penn State fan. That's where he played. I believe he was wasn't he like a 7th-round pick for you guys?
Yep.
So, like, I never thought he would be like a starting caliber left tackle, but you never know, man. Like, he played a lot of good comp in school and everything. Yeah, I was just curious to see what your thoughts were. And Brent, yes, that is correct. The owners did vote for flag football.
Yeah, because he's asking for a trade. He's not showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do want to say something to Lions fans because everybody's freaking out because Alex Anzalone isn't showing up to OTAs. He didn't do it last year either. He likes spending time with his family. So it might not even be a contract holdout like everybody's rumoring it is.
Even still, I wouldn't blame him if it was a contract holdout. The guy's one of the key members of your defense, so I can say.
Here's why I say I don't care if it is. He's 34 years old, and eventually that play is going to go down.
Yeah. You're relying on a 34-year-old linebacker. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, the Lions have all the leverage. They have all the leverage, in my opinion. Like, no, he's 30. Yeah, he'll be 34. I mean, he's 30 now, right?
33. Yeah.
He's 33. I thought he was only like 30.
No, he's 33. If I remember
Is
right.
he?
He'll be 34 in season.
Nah, he's only 30 years old, right?
I think so.
Well, anyway, he's in his 30s, which is not young. So to me, it's just like the Lions have the cards in this. Like, no one's
Well, he
going
is
out of their
30.
way to sign a 30-something-year-old
Yeah,
weak
he
side
turned
linebacker.
31 this year, but still 31.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That is the year, isn't it? The year where you start to see players dip in play every year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's been what, 3 or 4 players other than quarterbacks that didn't dip.
Yeah, no, I hear you with that. Yeah, to me, this was like that's how football works, man. Certain positions are valued a lot more than others, and right now, linebacker is not one of those high value positions. So if you're in your 30s and you're under contract, just be glad you have a contract. Honestly,
How do you
kind of
feel
how I
about
look at it.
How do you feel, Broski? You're being asked. How do you feel about the rumors that the Bears want Nick Chubb?
Yeah, Nick Chubb's a complete waste of time. I mean, it's not even worth a flyer. Like that guy, he's not going to do anything. And then it's like too, like why would you want to sign like a washed up, past his prime, 30-year-old running back when you got young guys you want to see what they have this year? Like you want to see what Swift isn't necessarily young, but like he has a year left on his contract next year. So you want to see what you have in him. Roshan Johnson, 4th-round pick, 3rd year in the league. You want to see what you have in him. This rookie they drafted in the 7th round, he might be the best running back on their freaking roster. He's a Pacheco clone from the Chiefs. I mean, I'm talking they went to the same school, same size, same playing style. Dude, let's see what they have in him. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, between those 3 guys, I would just like to find out, like, what you have in them more than wasting your time with Nick Chubb. Oh, week 6. Oh, Nick Chubb's down. Oh, let's cart him off. Okay. Now we wasted all these reps on Nick Chubb, and we could have been giving them to the other guys the whole time.
And let Roshan develop. He's only what, a
Yeah.
2-year player?
4th or 3rd year player. So yeah, 4th-round pick. You got Swift, you got Roshan, you got Monangai.
Yeah, right.
Let's see what you have.
I'm saying Roshan Johnson, this is his make it or break it year, or he doesn't get another contract.
Yeah, I say throw him out there, and if he goes down, like,
And he is a power back.
I mean, yeah, like let's see what they can do. I personally don't have much faith in Roshan at all. However, you can't address everything this offseason. It's more than a 1-year fix for the Bears. Running backs, just their long-term solutions not happening this offseason. They'll have to address that next year, which is fine. But yeah, I also think Nick Chubb, I just think it's a waste of time for a couple of reasons. Even if he starts the season healthy, he's probably not going to last. And then it's like, okay, you wasted all your time and reps on this guy. Now you have to scramble to find a fill-in mid-season or something. Like,
and let's not forget cap space.
Yeah, I
can't assume he's going to take much of a contract, though.
He'll take more than you think because of his star power.
I mean, even if it's a couple $1 million, like sign a backup center who's legit. Like sign. I don't know, man. I just think like they missed their window to address running back in the draft and pretty much in the offseason, and that's fine because they still did address it in the draft, possibly.
I thought for sure you guys would have went Omarion Hampton in the 2nd.
Well, he was gone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, they were going to take Travion. They wanted Travion Henderson. Like, that's who they wanted. Rumor is they were considering taking him at 10. Colston Loveland. I think Colston Loveland is going to be like a slightly more athletic Greg Olsen.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, that's
I actually see that analogy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very, a lot of similarities, man.
Greg and Antonio Gates both were 2 of the first ones that got moved out to the split end rather than playing the tight end position all the time, and would work a lot of crossing routes and deep routes.
And dude, like I'm not going to go back on it. I wanted Tyler Warren. I still take Tyler Warren, but that's not saying that Loveland was a bad pick. I think that's what people, they didn't get the guy they necessarily wanted, so they think Loveland's a bad pick. Now, Loveland's very talented, dude. Like he's going to be a weapon for him. So I like the pick, even though it's not the guy I wanted.
You guys remember the week after the draft when I broke the news on here about Jihad Campbell's going to miss the season for NFL, right? .com.
Yep.
I don't remember offhand.
He had torn labrum surgery on his left shoulder, which is his dominant arm. He's left-handed. And they said it'll be at least Christmas before he can have his earliest return. So the Philadelphia Eagles drafted a redshirt player. Everybody made fun of somebody that could only come back in week 11. This guy can't come back till week 16.
Yeah, and the Eagles are smart, so he probably won't come back till next year, which is fine because they lost a linebacker or two. You can find another linebacker or two for a year. Like, that's not the end of the world.
It's literally lunch talk with Smoke and Jeremy B today. Sorry, I'm not giving up on Philly cheesesteak and fries.
Keenan Allen to the Packers, that's a rumor. I mean, that would be...
I personally haven't heard a single rumor about that, and there's not room in the receiver room for him with everybody.
Yeah, you don't need...
Yeah, you had four on the roster, and you added two more rookies plus a UDFA or two, right?
We had about 5 or 6 on the roster, and then added in the 2 rookie draft picks, and I think we picked up a UDFA.
At least one, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, one of them we ended up not signing because he failed his physical.
Well, that was part of the physical, actually, JB.
Yeah, he didn't have the good wrist motion.
Well, I was going to say Keenan Allen has more of a chance coming back and playing tight end than he does outside, like wide receiver. He's pretty much like a fat slot receiver right now, and I think the Packers have 2 slot receivers from what I can tell.
We already got enough slot guys.
I think you got 3.
Yeah, so I'm not sure he's really even what they need. Like he wouldn't even necessarily be that much of an upgrade if an upgrade at all for them. And plus, he's really picky. Like he's like, I just want to play here, or maybe here, and it's like, okay, dude.
That pickiness will end real quick when those teams don't offer him a contract.
I agree. I mean, he's like a 33-year-old wide receiver. Like, dude, whoever is willing to sign him, he'll take.
That is funny. Miles Sanders, who has almost as long as an injury report as Zeke did. And Javonte Williams started out with an injury-riddled career, but finally had a good year last year. I think that's actually a decent signing for him because it's better than Zeke and it's better than AP was. I mean, it slowly moves him down from the AARP status of running back room.
So instead of already having the card in their wallet, they're waiting on it in the mail?
And they're keeping Anzo. Everybody forgets he missed OTAs last year. He likes to spend time with his family rather than run drills for 3 days.
Yeah, and I was so glad that we didn't end up drafting that Kenneth Grant just for the whole fact that he's a question mark guy. He seemed more in the lineage of some of the project type players that we've gotten over the years.
Kenny Grant of Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Tackle?
Yeah, from everything that I had read on him, it's that they were expecting he was going to need some development.
First, thanks, Rant. Thanks, Ranting Q. Shout out Ranting Q.
He's been following me for 3 of my 4 years doing this shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm glad the Packers didn't draft Kenneth Grant. I really liked him as a defensive tackle prospect. Yeah,
I'm glad too. With them needing a pass rush, he'd have helped it.
yeah.
I'm glad with the pass rush guys that we got way later in the draft.
Starts with the interior taking up double teams, though. That's what frees up your outside guys. If they're not taking up the double team, the outside guys struggle.
That's why I'm glad Kenny Clark is shifting back to the nose, because I think that's where he at least plays the best for us, because last year was very underwhelming for him.
I think it's Swift's job to lose with the way he played yet last year. Don't you, Broski?
Swift or Johnson? I mean, Swift will start. Yeah, he's going to start. You know, I'm all about stats and numbers and stuff, but like my big thing is like actually watching the players play and seeing what they can do when you actually watch them play. Swift definitely has like good points. He's not a scrub. Unlike what most Lions fans think, he's only missed one game the past 2 seasons. So he doesn't miss games like that anymore.
I don't get it. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how he healed magically to stay on the field for 16 games a year.
Yeah, I mean, Montgomery's missed 6 games the past 2 years, and Swift's only missed 1 the past 2 years. So,
right.
Swift. I think we can put
knocking about that anymore.
Yeah, I think we just put that to bed right now. But
I just think he didn't want to play for Detroit anymore because he got soured by Matt Patricia.
It could be, but Swift is also he's good at like his role. You know what I mean? Like to me, he's just like what you would call like a traditional like third down running back, like back in the 80s and 90s. Like he's a third down running back. Like to me, that's really what he is, because he's an outside runner. He doesn't have the best vision. He really can't run between the tackles. He's fast as shit. He can make big plays. He can catch the ball, and he's actually a good pass blocker. So, to me, that's the definition of a third down running back. What I'll say.
And I don't get that either, because he never blocked anything here.
And yeah, he has that rumor, and like I haven't seen him be bad at it, but I haven't seen where people are like, "Oh, he's such a good pass blocker" either. So I don't know about that, but I think the big points are like, yeah, he's got speed. He can make a big play. He can catch. He can run outside, but he's not a lead running back. That's my whole thing.
Right.
And if Marshawn Lloyd can actually stay healthy this year, I think he's got a good shot of beating out Wilson for that number 2 running back spot.
The thing that I've heard the most out of the early camps that we've had is our UDFA running back, Anthony Tyus, the third out of Ohio University, the Bobcats, not the Buckeyes.
Someone was talking about him. Yeah.
He's 6'1" and 226. He blocks like nobody's business. He catches out of the backfield, and he runs like Monty.
So he sounds like Montgomery, because that's essentially like a Montgomery description right there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They say he runs like Monty. He runs with power. He doesn't go down at first contact. If he gets hit behind the line, he rarely falls.
You know what's funny about Montgomery is like, and it didn't happen when he went to the Bears for some freaking reason. I just chalk it up. It's just Bears ineptness. Dude, people don't realize how many passes Montgomery used to catch in college when he was at Iowa State. He used to line up at like wide receiver sometimes. Like he was almost like how Matt Forte was in the NFL, where like the Bears literally would like line him up at wide receiver sometimes and throw him the ball. Like that was Montgomery in college. He got to the NFL and all of a sudden like people don't throw it to him anymore. But this dude used to run like wide receiver routes and shit.
Bill T, I'm going to say this. Everybody looks good in the Pajama Olympics.
I'm going to say this. I think Flacco forgot to bring his Geritol with him, but don't worry, that prescription will be coming.
He left a little blue pill bottle on his dresser. He didn't take it yet. Because I call him Joe Flaccid until he takes his Viagra and gets to the regular season.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out in Cleveland.
It's Mr. Vogel. We'll see him tonight at 9.
Fellow Charlotte, North Carolina resident, correct?
Yep, that is correct. I used to live in just outside of Lexington in Cones Ferry in Kentucky at one time.
My buddy lives down in North Carolina now. I'll have to ask him exactly what area he's in now.
Oh, we're just that, and I believe this is Albert Flores. Good to see you. We're just talking a little football, talking a little Lions, a little Packers, a little Bears, because we're all three on. Why not? And none of us are really, until the season starts, we don't get mean with each other. But we got our profile.
Yo.
Yep, let's go.
Oh yeah, week 1's gonna be fun.
Broski, are you in bed with me on this? I think it's going to be somewhere between 7 and 10 wins, more than likely in the 8-9 range for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to officially lock in like my official predictions until the week leading up to week 1. But right now, I'm thinking Packers and Lions are 12 to 13 wins. I'm thinking Bears and Vikings are 8 to 9 wins.
And I'm kind of in the same boat, because until I see what J.J. McCarthy can do against a real NFL defense, I'm not confident he can.
Yeah, he's one of those kids. It's kind of hard to underestimate, but I just have to go with what I've seen so far, and he hasn't shown. What I've seen of him so far is he's not ready to be he's not an NFL quarterback. Maybe he proves me completely wrong and comes out and he's like, has some phenomenal rookie year, but I certainly haven't seen, based on what I've seen, I haven't seen that. And I don't consider like a quarter of a preseason game anything. So,
Mr. Flores, I know you're a Cowboys fan, and I remember your guys' road team record last year. So if you start out like you did last year, yes, you have a chance to beat Philly, because you guys housed the Browns, who has a stout defense. Philly has a stout defense. If you guys come out firing on all cylinders and healthy, just like you did last year, you'll be fine. If you flounder like you did at most of your home games throughout the season, oof.
what
I'm not
team is
trying to be
he?
mean.
What team is he? Bottom Line Sports.
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas has a pretty solid roster, both sides of the ball. Honestly, I think they're pretty much around. They're going to be around the 7, 8, 9 win range. I feel.
Well, Bill T, I'm going to push back on that, because Caleb Williams didn't do bad. They had a lead going into the fourth quarter in over half their game.
Yeah, like people
only won 5 because the defense failed.
Hey, they played like shit against the Commanders. They got in position to win that game. People forget they had the ball with like 2 minutes left. To beat the Texans. They could have beat the Texans. They came down to the wire with the Packers a couple times. The Lions. So.
And everybody forgets week 1. You were leading that game till Caleb Williams threw his first pick 6 of the season.
Caleb? He didn't throw a pick 6.
That was a pick 6, if I remember right. Wasn't it a pick 6?
Week 1, they beat the Titans last year.
No, you lost the Titans, didn't you?
No, they beat the Titans.
Yeah, you guys won on a pick 6. That's what it was.
Yeah, Mayo Boy threw a very ill-advised. I don't know what it was. I can't call it a pass. I don't know what he was doing. But, yeah. Tyreek Stevenson. Yeah, that was an odd play, man.
Yeah, I know. You lost them after you played us. The week after you played us is when you lost Dak, and then you had to deal with Cooper Rush. But I was saying, up until that point, all your wins were on the road and all your losses were at home. I'm talking about, if you play like the road team did last year starting out, you should win on the road. Because Phillies last year, what did they have? They were, 11-6? Or were they 12-5? I can't remember.
Who's that? I'm sorry, JB.
Last year, Philly, were they 11-6 or 12-5?
The Eagles? No, they were like 13-4 or something, weren't they?
13. Okay, so 13.
14-3.
It wasn't 14-3. I think it was 13-4. It was either that or 12-5. I don't think they won 14.
Let me see.
13.
Yeah,
and
they were
12.
14, and no, they were 14-3. Broski's right. Broski, come on, man. This is Broski you're talking to.
Oh, but it was nice popping in for a bit, but I got to go get ready for my afternoon show.
Yeah, I know you got your show coming up at 1. If you're on the Huddle Sports Network, make sure you tune in at 1 to the Daily Huddle. They follow me.
Mm-hmm. And it's usually quite a freaking blast over there.
I pop in from time to time, but
Mhm.
you know, there's certain people that just don't like to let people talk. So
Oh,
Yeah.
JB, you going live tonight?
yeah, 9 p.m. is the NFL Roundtable Talk. It won't be on the Roku app, but it will be on both YouTube channels, mine and the Huddle Sports Network. It will be on Huddle Sports Facebook page, my Facebook page for Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, Twitter, and a few others too. I'm going to try to get a few new ones because somebody taught me how to do Instagram live, so I'm thinking about doing one on there.
Yeah, and I will be on there about 9:30ish.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I'll see if I can pop on tonight. I'll see if I can get on there tonight.
Tonight is the AFC and NFC West reviews where we're going over those teams. Last week it was the South.
All
Okay.
right. But
Cool, man.
I will see y'all later.
And
Later, dude.
next week at 9:00, you can't do your other show because it's the NFC North review, and you have to be here.
You might talk me into being there for that one.
Yeah, I'll be there for that. If you want me, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Sarah and Mike Johnson and a couple other people from the AFC teams. I seriously think whoever wins this division is getting 12 wins. That's my opinion. And whether it's the Lions, the Vikings, or Packers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like those other divisions, they have to play the NFC North too. So like the NFC North teams are tough, you know. So,
And somebody said you can't win 13 games if you go 3-3 in the division. I said, yes, you can. You win all the other fucking games.
Yeah, I'm not as intimidated by the AFC North as some of the other people are, because I'm like, just go team by team. Like the Browns and Steelers, they might both be starting a rookie quarterback. You know, like that's two big things right there.
I'm going to try to get Joe on for the Raiders. I think he'd be a good one to grab. I got a girl named Gina that might be coming on that represents the Niners. She's a podcaster over there in California.
Cool.
And of course, my usuals, Bistrilla, probably Keegan and Will.
Cool,
the
man.
usual customers, but I like inviting people of other teams because then you get a more rounded out review. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody will look at the rosters and go, well, this team has a chance of doing this, and this team has a chance of doing that.
And you get people who haven't seen your channel before, they get to look at your channel too.
Right. And I of course, I encourage people to share it to their channel because that makes it a broader spectrum of comments.
Absolutely, man. Got a network.
Broski, what do you think about the Hendrickson saga with him threatening to not play? If he pulls the Le'Veon Bell at his age, it might ruin his career.
He's not going to sit out, but
I don't think he'll do anything in the offseason unless he gets a contract.
Honestly, I could see him being like, okay, it's week, you know, it's the end of training camp. He didn't participate. I could actually see the Bengals trading him. I think if they're going to trade him, I think the sooner they trade him, the more they'll get for him. Right. So I think, I don't know, man. I could actually see him being traded, honestly.
I think that's the direction I'm going with it.
Yeah.
I think he ends up traded.
And it's one of those things. I just assumed you'd have to trade maybe a first round pick or two for him. But if the asking price is not a first round pick,
I think it has to be at least one. I think it has to be at least one, whether it's a future one or one this coming up year.
Yeah, I think teams have been offering anything but a first round pick for him. Like, hey, we'll trade your second round and maybe next year's third or something like that. But
and you see how often you hear about him being traded.
Yeah. It hasn't. Yeah, it's all about
it's that first round pick they want. They don't care if it's next year or the year after, because they want to build
Yeah.
for the future. So Joe Burrow and him not restructuring is really what caused this. If you think about it.
And they have to give a 32-year-old a contract extension too. So I mean, to me, if I'm the Bengals, I have to kind of give in and compromise a little bit and be like, well, part of this is us getting cap space as well.
Right. And the rumored amount is $40 million a year. He wants Myles Garrett money.
Yeah, I mean that's that's
a lot. That's a lot,
dude. Even if you're not giving up a first round pick, dude, that's a lot to give up for a guy in his 30s. My goodness.
Right. Isn't he like?
And he might have a couple.
Yeah, 30. He was in the same draft as Anzalone, wasn't he?
Might have been. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it's definitely more appealing if you can trade for him, even though you'd have to give him that huge contract. Like, if you don't have to give up a first round pick, it does look a lot better, but you're still gonna have to pay him for. Put it this way: if you can avoid giving a first round pick and only sign him to like a 3-year extension with only 2 years guaranteed, then I didn't want the Bears to do it, but I didn't think that would be in the realm of possibility. I'm just assuming you have to trade a first round pick, maybe 2. No way would I do that. But if you don't have to give up a first round pick, if you don't have to give him more than 2 years guaranteed in the extension, I might do it.
2 years, and then put a couple void years on the back of the half.
Yeah, like a 3 or 4 year deal with only 2 guaranteed.
Right. And then have those 2 void years, so the cap hit ends up being a lot less than the 40 average.
Yes.
Yep. And the comment here, he goes, and the Bengals just paid for T. Higgins and Jamar. Yeah, they paid for Jamar Chase last year and T. Higgins this offseason. Between the two of them, that's $75 million in cap space right there. And then you add in Joe Burrow, they're over 100. You add in him, that puts them at half of their cap space in 4 players. That's a lot to ask a team to do. Ooh, Addison gets suspended for his legal trouble. First 6 games of the season.
Is that like official news, or is that a prediction?
I think that's official news.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I really like the wide receiver they drafted, though. Felton from Maryland. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that, but
I'm gonna look it up right now. Since I got time before I gotta do my.
I was gonna say I'm not on.
Sponsors.
Yeah, I'm not on X or anything, so I just have to do like searches instead of like actually going on another social media outlet.
Oh, Jordan Anderson got paid a contract. I don't see anything about I don't see the suspension news.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had he just said he's going to do a jury trial. So until they have a verdict, I don't think they can suspend him 6 games.
Oh, yes, they can. It's a DUI.
Oh, really?
DUI.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Between Higgins, Chase, and Burrow, they could have paid Hendrick. If they didn't have to field a team, sure. He wants $40 million, not 30. So $40 million, you add that with Burrow's 55?
Yeah.
That's 95 right there. Then you add in the 75. That's 2/3 of your salary, actually. It's 62%.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of do think they'll trade him. It's like they made their decision. They're going to pay the stars on offense, and they're going to draft a defense. So that defense, obviously, like, it's going to suck this year. But between this draft and next year's draft, like,
true.
They're hoping they can draft a defense, essentially.
It's true. And that's why there's only a few quarterbacks that have won on later contracts. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Steve Young was on his rookie contract when they won those two with San Francisco with him, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
No, he sat behind Joe Montana for a few years. He was on his second contract with
He
him.
might have been,
Steve
yeah.
Young.
I'm just trying to think of other examples.
Troy Aikman, Terry Bradshaw, Trent Dilfer, Rob Johnson. Eli won both of his in the rookie contract, right? Because after the second one,
Yeah,
is when they gave him
and
his
so did
money.
Flacco, because Flacco was that quarterback who got that first, like, to me, crazy ass contract after he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Mahomes and Hurts. That rounds it out, right?
Yeah,
I think that rounds out the ones on their second and third contract.
when Peyton Manning was on a second contract.
No, yeah, but he was also on his second team. Matt
Yeah.
Stafford was on his fourth contract because he restructured twice after his second contract here. And he even restructured as soon as he got to LA, if I remember right.
LA, man, they did a great job of retooling. Holy crap, man. That just goes to show you, if you can draft, man, like that means so much.
You see, at the same time, what do you think of the Browns O-line?
What is it? The Browns O-line?
Yeah.
I have to go. I would have to go back and look.
The Browns
Oh, the
D-line.
Browns D-line. I'll say this.
Think it's amazing.
I think their defense overall is going to be it's you know what it's going to be like the Titans last year. They could have the top ranked defense or top 5 defense and just be a crappy team because they have good cornerbacks. They drafted that linebacker out of UCLA in the second round who's good. They drafted Mason Graham. Yeah, I mean they're going to have a really good defense.
Right. So, I don't get where people say that rookie quarterbacks are the only ones that win Super Bowls, because that's kind of a false thing. It's been almost 50-50 if you go back through the NFL history.
Yeah, that's more just kind of like in theory from a salary cap standpoint. It's more, salary cap efficient or blah, blah, blah if they do it on a rookie contract. But in reality, it happens either way,
Right. It's been about 50-50 over time. Ben Roethlisberger won his first one on a rookie contract, won his second one on his extension.
Dude, either way, you have to draft well and you have to manage the cap well, whether your quarterback's on a rookie contract or on a second contract. I mean,
and again, that's why I love what the Lions have done with their contract. They get these real low contracts for the first couple of years, then this big balloon payment. They restructure it and make more cap space, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Don't end up like the Saints. But I want to say thank you, Broski. I don't have time to do the sponsors today, but have a great day. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Unless you're talking to a rival fan base on game week, fuck them.
JB, you the man.
Thank you, Broski. Have a good one.
Yeah, yo, it's game time. Ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports. Just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken. Stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.